We are live. Hey man, your boy almost missed this, truth be told. Took a little bit of a nap, man. It's a long day today. Got the Eagles and the 49ers game going on right now. And your boy took a little bit of a nap, man. So kind of woke up and I was like, man, what time is it? Looks kind of late today. And hey man, I was about 5-10 minutes past due, but I'm here. I apologize for that. Uh, Not sure if Brandon is on here. He was calling me, man. I'm like, man, I gotta hurry up and try to get the people what they want. Like I said, man, I was a little bit late today. Took a nap and almost didn't wake up, man. At least wake up in time. Well, I definitely did wake up in time, but I am here. What is it? January 11th, 2026. It's a new year. And we are back. We got a lot to get off into today, man. The episode or the name of tonight's show is A Better Tomorrow. Got a lot going on here, and it's kind of led by the interview of the week. A Better Chicago, which is a nonprofit organization in Chicago. Seems like they sued another nonprofit that had a similar name, so we'll talk about that. Kevin Hart, boy Kevin Hart, signed with Authentic Brands Group, which is the company or IP licensing company that Shaq as well as David Beckham, some big time names, have signed with. So looks like he will have a better tomorrow. What else do we have here? We will be talking about Top Gun Maverick, which is Top Gun 2. A family who apparently sold Paramount the rights to the original Top Gun. They sued Top Gun 2 or Top Gun Maverick, or sued the family, or the family sued Top Gun Maverick for not including them, most importantly, not paying them a little bit of money. So is that a better tomorrow? We'll see here. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. And what else do we have? The Shark Tank. They finally came back around. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks before we had an episode of Shark Tank. They came back around. So we will get off into that as well. Kind of have my notes here from that. And what else do we have here? We got Shark Tank. We have Los Angeles or LA, Las Vegas Athletics. They filed for a trademark for Las Vegas Athletics. That was denied. So we will get off into that. That was kind of surprising, man. I think they kind of got screwed on that one, if I'm being honest with you. So we'll talk about that one as well. And that's kind of about it. So let's kind of get off into some housekeeping items. Please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. See, we have a couple people in here. Let me know where you're checking in from. Your name 2026, man. I don't know if you guys can kind of see, you guys can see my backdrop here. I actually got my pictures hung for my show. Thank God it's Tuesday, which is a playoff. Eric Thomas's Thank God it's Monday. I did the first one this past week. It didn't have the pictures in the background. I did get the pictures hung. So I'm excited about that, to kind of bring you guys Thank God it's Tuesday this time around for that. So some housekeeping items. And then next Sunday, a week from today, look at next time you guys will see me, it'll be next time you guys will see me live, it'll be on Tuesday. But the next time after that, I will be in Newport Beach, California. For those of you who don't know, I am in, I can't say sunny Michigan, but I'm in Detroit, Michigan currently. But next Sunday, I will be in Newport Beach, California, going live, man. We out there for the Amplify Conference, which features 300 co-founders, I think, this time around. Many of whom, a majority of whom, I should say, are Shark Tank founders. So we will be out there next Sunday. I think that starts at 4:30 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time next Sunday. So you guys can catch me out there next Sunday interviewing Shark Tank co-founders live and in person. So definitely hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm for that, as well as hit that subscribe button for the IP community. Turn on the notifications as well, man, so you guys can get that. Let's get off into it before we kind of get to the BS. Let's go. Shark Tank, like I said, they finally came back around. I think it was season 17, episode 8. And they had some cool stuff, man. Liquid View is one I did want to highlight. But they had Flight Pattern, which is a golf tee. Again, it seems like the original golf tee has been around for hundreds of years, or at least hundreds of years, 100 years. It seems like Flight Path, a couple, they came up with a new golf tee. So shout out to that couple. What else do I want to talk about from there? Tampons, rounds with tampons for a nose plug. That was actually pretty interesting. That was on Shark Tank as well. and P Sport. I thought P Sport was really interesting, man. Essentially a premium water bottle that allows not only men, man, we are versatile. We can go to the bathroom in pretty much anything, whether it's a water bottle, big or small, or we can go to the bathroom when we are on the highways. But it seems like this water bottle P Sport allows not only men but women to go to the bathroom, man. And I thought that was really interesting. But I think the one that I wanted to talk about here was Liquid View. And without further ado, you know what I mean. Let's kind of talk about what Liquid View is doing. It's pretty much and your boy just I was in a hospital this past, I shouldn't say that. I was at the doctor doing some tests, making sure your boy healthy this past Tuesday. And tell you what, man, the doctor rooms are a little bit they're missing windows. In Liquid View, which was on Shark Tank, I don't think they got a deal just because, it seems like there's a number of things why they didn't get a deal. I don't want to talk about it. Go check out my breakdown of that. I think the actual invention, the technology it was pretty cool. So let me pull that up and get to that here. Liquid View, without further ado, essentially a panel that kind of turns into a picture that is good for windowless rooms. See if I can kind of pull it up here and kind of let you guys know what I'm talking about. Let's go. That's the inventor to the right. See if I can get it.
Liquid View is going to revolutionize architecture, interior design. It gives people the opportunity literally to travel the world without leaving their home.
Liquid View is well positioned to be able to provide a completely disruptive new technology. The things that used to be problems when it came to design or came to construction or came to building, all of a sudden are new opportunities.
Liquid View not only can transform a room, but we can transform individual people's perception, how they feel during the day, how they feel about themselves by transforming the space that they're in and connecting with our customers on a visceral level.
We can now be anywhere in the world, regardless of if you had a bad view before. There's a transformative aspect to this medium.
When it's true. Man, shout out to the inventor of Liquid View. You guys have to let me know, man. I don't love the name. I think the name has to continue to grow on me. You guys have to let me know in the chat. Do you guys like the name Liquid View to describe the product? This is their Instagram page. I got to reach out to them and see if I can get them on the page. They got 22,000 followers. And it's transformed windowless rooms to breathtaking views. So essentially what they're doing is if you have an area that, windowless rooms, which a lot of times you have in hospitals, for example, you can have these panels on the wall and transform the room into a view anywhere in the world. So if you want to go kind of in Italy, you can have that view in Italy in that room at that given moment. So if you in the morning time you have the sunrise, you can have the sunrise in Italy. You can have the sunset in Italy. Again, if you are like the views in California, you can have that in your room. It's going to cost you a little bit. I think that was part of the reason why he did not get a deal on Shark Tank is because I think this cost like $50,000. Your boy played football at Michigan State, and at Michigan State, they had this kind of these panels that kind of form the wall that, your boy, we can come in and play games on and things like that. This is similar. However, this kind of panel, more or less, that kind of transforms the wall into a view. And like I said, whether you like being in Italy, if you like the views in Dubai, if you like the views in California, you can transform any wall or any room, I should say, into a particular view that you like. So kind of let me know what you guys think in the chat, man. Do you guys like the term, the name Liquid View to describe that you guys saw? Let me see if I can kind of pull up one more straightforward one. Let me see if this is it.
The impact of having Liquid View windows at Rhoda Goldman.
So you can say this is the window. If you look at the window, it's as if you are in a different place. However, this just essentially a picture of that particular place that you like. I think it's dope. It costs $50,000 to do. I'm not sure if that if that's for the everyday person, but if you are a hospital or something along those lines, I think this is a game changer.
is the fact that our residents feel as if they're not stuck inside.
Especially if you are in a home or something, you see the old people here in a home, you're looking out the window and, hey, man, you, for whatever reason, you love the views when you were back in the day in the south of France or something, you can kind of turn that view. This is not windows that they're looking at. This is a panel that mirrors a window of a particular place.
That they have an outside view of the world. So they can really go anywhere in the world they would like and not even leave the comfort of their own living room.
Can tell stories about the images that they're seeing on the screen, and therefore we are able to kind of get that brain activity to ignite. We do have resonance here when we point out some of the images have wildlife or seals, or some of the ocean views have all of those things, and some of the residents follow those images and as they go through their day, so they actually follow the particular seal and they'll watch it. They'll be concerned about the seal and talk about the seal's welfare, or how to take care of that seal, or what will happen.
Man, that's pretty much it. You guys have to let me know what you guys think about that. I think the product is super dope. Again, it's a little bit expensive, but I think out of all the Shark Tank businesses or Shark Tank pitches this past week, I think Liquid View was kind of pretty dope in my opinion. Let me know if you guys agree with that based on kind of what you guys seen there, or let me know if I'm tripping. So that's pretty much it as we go on to the next. I'm going into the next view here, man. Denied. Las Vegas Athletics. Man, you got to kind of feel bad for the city of Oakland. Seems like they're losing all of their teams. First, it was the San Francisco Warriors. They end up leaving, even though they're still in California. They used to be in that Bay Area. I don't think they're no longer in the Bay Area. Then you had the football team, the Oakland Raiders. I think Oakland Raiders actually was before the Warriors, but the Oakland Raiders are now Las Vegas Raiders. And it seems like the most recent is the Las Vegas, or the Oakland Athletics are moving to Las Vegas as well. Now it seems like they have a little bit of an issue going on with trying to trademark the term Las Vegas Athletics, and kind of, let's just pull up and see what the news said about it, and I'm kind of let you guys know kind of my thoughts. I will say, man, I think they got screwed on this one. I think they got screwed. So let's go to it.
The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has once again denied applications for both Las Vegas Athletics and Vegas Athletics. The office objected to the brand's geographic focus and say the word athletics wasn't descriptive of what the team offered. A's ownership tried to overcome the denial by citing trademarks granted by the Philadelphia, Kansas City, and Oakland Athletics and their stylized logos. The patent office rejected that claim, stating each application is judged on its own merits. No word on how the A's plan to proceed.
And I want to kind of play this over again, but this time kind of stopping in the middle. I'm going to show you how they got screwed. Let's go.
Trademark Office has once again denied applications for both Las Vegas Athletics and Vegas Athletics.
So it seems like the ownership of the baseball team tried to trademark Las Vegas Athletics and Vegas Athletics with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. We got that so far.
The office objected to the brand's geographic focus and say the word athletics wasn't descriptive of what the team offered. A's own.
So again, stopping it again, it seems like, which I think is crazy because every professional sports team will have a geographical implication. So I'm in Michigan, particularly I'm in Metro Detroit. You got the Detroit Lions. You got the, to the south of it, you have the Cleveland, whether it's the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cleveland Browns, Chicago Cubs, whatever the case may be. All your professional sports team is going to have the name of that city followed by their respective, whatever their name is, such as the Lions. It seems like in this case, the patent office said, hey, Las Vegas, that's kind of geographical, so we're going to more or less disregard that portion in the name. Athletics, well, that's just, athletics, that's kind of descriptive of what you're doing. It's a baseball team, it's an athlete, it's athletics. So we're going to deny it because Las Vegas Athletics is a mere descriptive term, which is crazy in light of this next thing.
Ownership tried to overcome the denial by citing trademarks granted by the Philadelphia, Kansas City, and Oakland Athletics and their stylized logos.
So there are 3 trademarks already out there. You have the Philadelphia Athletics, you have the Kansas City Athletics, and obviously Las Vegas. The ownership owns already the Oakland Athletics. So you have those 3 trademarks out there. That's a city followed by the respective name athletics. And the USPTO allowed or registered those terms previously. But nowadays, essentially the patent office said, hey, yeah, even though those 3 terms, the Las Vegas Athletics, the Philadelphia Athletics, the Oakland Athletics, we're not bound by those decisions. This is a new situation. This is a new day. And we're not bound by those prior decisions. But I think the Las Vegas Athletics got screwed on this one. Now, that's why you have the appeals process. So I'm assuming that they're going to probably, appeal this to the TTAB, Trademark Trial and Appeal Board. And I wouldn't be surprised if the TTAB overturned this. But I can't say that, they kind of got screwed, which is I think they did 2 things right. Or this kind of case illustrates 2 things. Number one, it's important to actually try to get an understanding of whether or not you can trademark a term on the front end. Just think about if they had already produced a ton of clothing, if they already had signs and posters and all that of the Las Vegas Athletics, only to come to find out that they can't use it, then they would have to essentially change all their marketing and spend thousands, tens of thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars to change their branding. So if they was able to get out in front of that, but I think more importantly, USPTO is just humans, and humans make mistakes. To say that you've allowed a trademark to be registered for the Philadelphia Athletics, the Kansas City Athletics, and the Oakland Athletics in the past, but this time around, and somebody's trying to get the Las Vegas Athletics, for you to say, hey, we're not going to do that, even though we did it in the past. It's an inconsistent decision, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, but I do think that is an inconsistent decision, which hopefully get overturned on appeal. But if it doesn't, man, hey, man, it's human. So what do you want us to say? So let me know what you guys think about that one as we move on to the next subject. Kevin Hart, your boy Kev Hart, man, he done joined Shaq as well as David Beckham with signing with the Authentic Brands Group. Let me see. Do I want to? I had played his. Is this what's the next? I actually want to kind of pull up his. It's not what I wanted to do. I actually wanted to pull up his Instagram. Let me see here. I'm not going to pull up his Instagram. Instead, I'm going to pull up the article and go check out the full article I did. I'm just kind of spend a little bit of time on this one. But Kevin Hart inks license a deal for his name, and this is Authentic Brands Group. This is a big company, man. This company owns essentially the rights in the name of David Beckham as well as Shaq. And you see Shaq doing all these commercials these days with the General and Icy Hot. I think that's a part of that Authentic Brands Group. It seems like Kevin Hart has came into the picture or came into the family with Authentic Brands Group, being able to essentially license his NIL, his name, image, and likeness, as well as his trademark. Kevin Hart does have a trademark on his name, Authentic Brands, and he has licensed that to Authentic Brands Group. I would imagine he's going to get a deal. I mean, I was looking. I didn't know Shaq paid like $135 million to be an owner of Authentic Brands, a part owner or shareholder of Authentic Brands. So your boy Shaq getting some money these days, and he a part of the Authentic Brands family. And it seems like your boy Kevin Hart has joined the family. And I will say this, man. I think I was going to put up Kevin Hart's social media, his Instagram. And on his Instagram, he thanked, obviously, Shaq and David Beckham. But he also thanked Mike Rubin, who was previously the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers. I think your boy Mike Rubin, he owns Fanatics, which you can get all your apparel for your favorite teams, regardless of the sport. And this is the importance of having your circle in order, because they can kind of help you. Kevin Hart thanked Michael Rubin for just kind of being a mentor, big brother, whatever the case may be. And I'm not sure if Mike Rubin introduced him to the owners of Athletic Brands to kind of get this deal going, or if he kind of helped them kind of negotiate or kind of provided some value in that regard in terms of negotiation of the deal. But man, you usually got to hang around people who are actually doing things. I know, a lot of times we kind of hanging around with our people's kind of that we're familiar with, that we know in the hood that maybe are not doing something. But man, this is in my opinion, this is more reason to kind of get out there, get out your comfort zone, try to meet people who are doing some big things, man. I got this tour coming out, this trademark tour, and one of the reasons I even have this coming out, because I kind of met a gentleman kind of on vacation in another country. He's from Michigan, but he happened to be on vacation. Smart dude, kind of older, OG too, older guy. He built the business up, making $1 million a year. I'm like, man, I can learn from this guy. So kept in contact with him. He actually stays in the Detroit metro area as well. He introduced me to a software developer who essentially works under him that can help me out with this product. So, man, you got to make sure that you are befriending people who have things going on that can help you get to that next level. And it seems like Kevin Hart, obviously, he's always did that, whether it's with the Jay-Z, whether it's with the Mike Rubin, heck, whether it's with the Dwayne Johnson. So shout out to Kevin Hart for, man, going into the next level. I think this was a big time. Yeah, I think that was big time. So, man, shout out to Kevin Hart for that. He inks licensing deal for his name with Authentic Brands Group. Shout out to your boy Kevin Hart, man. Seems like Kevin Hart is trying to have his legacy last forever. Let's kind of move on to the next phrase. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let's move on to the next one. Top Gun Maverick. Actually have got a news article for this one, so we're going to play that on Fox News, and then I kind of give you guys my thoughts on this. Let me see, man. Let me make sure. Hey, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm as well as hit that subscribe button. Be a part of the IP community as we kind of go through this one. Y'all see this? Yeah, y'all can see it. Let's go. Need some water. What's going on? Where your boy? Even let me switch it, man. We gotta ride this ad out.
Let's discuss if the heirs to the Top Gun throne have a case with criminal defense attorney David Bruno and attorney Andrew.
I will tell you all this. If we're discussing an intellectual property matter, you got a criminal attorney doing this. Hey, nothing against criminal attorneys out there, but that's probably not the type of attorney you want handling your IP matters. That's just me coming from an IP attorney, man. If you kind of if they introduce your attorney as being a criminal attorney and it's about an IP matter, then that's probably not what you want. I'll just leave it at that.
Bruce Stoltman, welcome back, gentlemen. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go with this. Exhibit A, this is talking about the lawsuit. It says in a complaint filed in California federal court Monday, Shosh Yona and Yuval Yona claimed that the rights to Ahed Yona's story reverted back to them. This is the widow and the son. On January 24th, 2020, the lawsuit contends that Paramount, which produced and distributed the sequel, did not reacquire those rights before releasing the film in May. Andrew.
And before we get off into the criminal attorney's perspective, I didn't realize, and maybe that you guys kind of share more clarification on this, but I didn't realize that Top Gun, your boy came late to the Top Gun party, to be honest. I know Top Gun Maverick, which is Top Gun 2, just came out a couple years ago, but apparently the original Top Gun, which I think came out back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, if I'm not mistaken, which I just probably saw like 5 years ago, that Paramount acquired those rights from somebody. So I thought Paramount developed that themselves, but apparently Paramount actually bought the rights to that from this, I forget the name that they call it, a gentleman, a family, but they acquired those rights from somebody. But the original Top Gun, where I wrote like an article or a book or whatever the case may be, they developed a movie or created a movie based off those. And yeah, that's pretty much how Paramount acquired rights to the Top Gun series, which, look it, that's new to me. I didn't realize that. Let me know in the comments if you guys knew that. Boy, didn't know that. Let's get back to it.
You know, they say that victory has 1,000 fathers, but defeat is an orphan. And there are 300 million reasons why this lawsuit was filed. And that's the gross of the movie. It is absolutely ridiculous. Now, this thing was filed in federal court. I think it's going to be dismissed on a motion to dismiss. I don't think this case is going to last very long. And I think it's a classic example, Shannon, of a cash grab.
Okay, so the family says that the rights to the movie, I think it was in 2018, they got a reversal of the rights, a retraction of the rights, that they would expire then in 2020. And they say the movie wasn't done by then. But Exhibit B, Paramount's statement to Fox says this: these claims are without merit, and we will defend ourselves vigorously. David, they think it won't last either.
So, and I will say this as I kind of bring it back on myself. If y'all been listening to this channel and listening to me for any length of time, you know what the copyright, if you developed the copyright, you sold it to somebody else, you have the clawback provision to get those rights of that copyright back after 35 years. So it seems like the family that sold these rights to Paramount in January of 2020, I think that was the date. Those rights, they were able to kind of get those rights back, which they did. They did get the rights back. This is important for copyright. Copyright has a long shelf life. It lasts for the life of the author, plus another 70, 75 years. So again, it's a long lead time, or long time that these things last. And to the extent that if it's a work made for hire, where somebody hires you specifically to kind of write a script or create a song, then you don't get those rights back. You can't get those rights back via the clawback provision. But if you have kind of made, created a copyright and sold that copyright after the fact to somebody else's studio, for example, you can get those rights back after 35 years. And now it seems like the family of the gentleman who I think he died in like 2012, they notified Paramount to get those rights back, which they did. Now the whole thing was whether or not Paramount, at least according to this article, which is another twist that I'm going to talk about here in a little bit, the whole thing that they're talking about is whether or not the movie Top Gun 2 or Top Gun Maverick was completed at the time that they got those rights back. And this is the whole thing that they're talking about. So let's kind of finish off this here, and then I'm going to tell you guys the actual twist in this one.
Yeah, I have to disagree with my esteemed colleague here. Number one, there's a factual issue. And what that factual issue is was it complete by January 23rd of 2020?
The movie.
And that's before COVID. I mean, this is not like a COVID reason that this got pushed back, because after 35 years of acquiring the copyright, the owners, the heirs, could actually file a notice to terminate the rights. And they did do that. They did it in 2018. They did it properly under the Copyright Act, 17 USC 101, and the rest of the statutes there. So the factual issue.
Let me know where y'all from.
Was it complete by that particular date? Because if it's not, or if it's a close call, I think it gets past that motion. And I think that Paramount right now should go to the heirs and try to bring them into that high revenue. They made a lot of money from this, and they're going to make a lot of money. But if they lose, God forbid they lose, they are going to lose so much revenue and numbers there that I think it'd be beneficial to bring them in at a piece.
Okay, so already at the last check, nation or worldwide, this movie has brought in $550 million, so over $500 million. Exhibit C, though, this is part of the lawsuit claim. On January 24th, 2020, as David pointed out, the copyright to the story reverted to the Yonas against the Copyright Act, under the Copyright Act, but Paramount deliberately ignored this, thumbing its nose at the statute. Andrew.
I think this plaintiff lawyer, his ego is writing checks that his body.
The boy to the right, man, he seemed like a true.
I think it's a classic timing issue,
attorney.
and I think it is COVID related, because this movie was supposed to come out in 2019. COVID pushed it back. So to the extent the movie was primarily finished, and by all accounts it was. Now, Shannon, with movies, there are always some major issues, and there's some minor stuff that gets changed or rewritten, but nothing major. This movie was shelved during the relevant time period because of COVID, and I think this lawsuit is going to be dismissed.
All right, quick final word to you, David.
Yeah, it's when it was complete, not necessarily when it was aired, released. Also, just for clarity of our viewers, this has nothing to do with the 1986 Top Gun movie, because that's derivative use. They can continue to distribute and earn money on the 86 movie. It has to do with the sequel exclusively. So we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out.
Andrew Saudi.
Hey, man, and that's crazy that they waited, damn near 30 years to come out with the actual original. But I do want to kind of point out something here. And they didn't talk about this. It didn't come up in the actual what's the name, but the district court dismissed the claims of the family saying, hey, it's not trademark infringement. Seems like the family appealed it to the Ninth Circuit, which essentially is a court of appeals for the federal district out there on the West Coast. And the federal circuit or the court of appeals stated that it wasn't copyright infringement. And the reason they said that is because they said that the protectable elements was different. In other words, when you, like, the good things about patents and trademarks are they have a examination period before they get issued. So you file a patent application, it gets issued. I mean, it gets examined by the examiner at the USPTO. It's a back and forth. Then they issue the patent. Similar thing with a trademark. File a trademark application. It's a back and forth between you and the examiner. Then it gets issued or registered with the USPTO. With the copyright, if I write a book, it's automatically a copyright at the time that I write the book, whether I fix it on some paper or on my computer, document on my computer, which is good. But the strength of that copyright is not determined until it gets in front of a court. So when you try to sue somebody for copyright infringement, the court is going to look at that copyright and say, okay, yeah, this is a copyright, but it's either a weak copyright or a strong copyright. And in this case, the court said, okay, yeah, they came up with Top Gun 2, but even if Top Gun 2 wasn't, if it was, essentially if it was owned, or if it wasn't owned by the family, the copyrightable elements were not trademark, not copyright infringement. So the court determined, after kind of looking at the actual script or the movie of Top Gun 2, and said that, hey, this is not copyright infringement in light of the article that the family ended up getting copyright back to. So they said that the copyright that was owned by the movie that kind of was developed by Paramount, the movie studios, was not copyright infringement in light of the actual article that essentially was owned by, or was, the clawback, the family got the rights back to. So that's one of the things that I do want to kind of let you guys know about copyright law is, even though you have a copyright right then and there, once you fix it in a tangible medium, the strength of that copyright is going to be determined in court on whether or not it infringes another potential copyright or potential piece of work, creative work. In this case, the court said that original article that the family was able to get back from Paramount, get the copyright back from Paramount, they said that Top Gun Maverick, which is essentially Top Gun 2, did not infringe that copyright. So let me know what you guys think about that. But I did think that was important to note, that even though you get a copyright on something, as soon as you fix it in a tangible medium, the strength of that copyright is going to be determined once it's in court, and it's once essentially the copyright is in court. So I did kind of want to bring that up as we move on to the final topic of the day, man. It's a pretty good show here. I want to say Top Gun 2. And this is how you can tell that everything comes down to money at the end of the day. You got two essentially two nonprofits in the Chicago area going after it for, or going against each other for essentially trademark infringement. Two nonprofit organizations. Chicago is like my fourth home. My original home is Muskegon. My second home is East Lansing, where I spent a number of years in college and playing football there. My third home is where I'm at now, Detroit metro area. Then my fourth home is like Chicago, because I spent so much time there. And it seems like a nonprofit called Better Chicago was sued another nonprofit for trademark infringement. So let's kind of go through this here really quickly, and then get you guys up out of here, man. I'm trying to decide, do I want to go to the cigar lounge, or do I want to just kind of chill here? Let's see it though. So a Better Chicago, they sued leading a Better Chicago for trademark infringement. I tell you what, man, just on his face, if somebody has a trademark on a Better Chicago and you start an organization or a company, the only difference is leading, you add a term at the front of it called leading a Better Chicago. That's not a good thing. I will say that. But let's go through it, man. Maybe I can change my mind. I think actually, before I do this, let me kind of pull up a Better Chicago just so we can get an understanding of what it is that they do. That's why I want to kind of start doing more of this in 2026. Kind of pulling up these lawsuits, pulling up the companies in these lawsuits so we can tell what they do. So this is a new Chicago dashboard or Better Chicago website. Obviously, you're going to have that donate button. when it's a nonprofit. So it seems like they have some investments. $518,000 investment today. Seems like they served 931 students. I guess this is what is it? I don't know what block it is. But Chicago Scholars, they got a $2.7 million investment today. They have served over 6,000 students. So it seems like they kind of doing a work in the community, apparently. So A Better Chicago is a venture philanthropy that invests in the most promising nonprofit helping children escape poverty. We're a supercharger. We have reached more than 135,000 Chicago youth to date with resources and opportunities to help them thrive in education, career, and life. We are the strategic partner for donors who want to make pivotal, well-researched investments that lift the outlook for our city. You know, man, I'm not too high on nonprofits these days. I think everybody's out for the money, in my opinion. But that's essentially what A Better Chicago is. So let's kind of pull back up the website. I'm in a lawsuit to go through the lawsuit since we have a better understanding of what A Better Chicago is. So A Better Chicago is a leading philanthropic nonprofit based in Chicago, Illinois that provides, we pretty much already read that shit. So plaintiff has used the trademark A Better Chicago in connection with its services and to solicit funding from donors in Illinois and throughout the U.S. in addition to the substantial common law rights that it has developed from such use of the Better Chicago mark. Plaintiff is also the owner of a use-based trademark application in the USPTO, A Better Chicago. Defendant, a similarly civic-focused nonprofit based in Chicago, Illinois, upon information and belief, starting in 2025. So the defendant just started last year. Defendant began fundraising and offering philanthropic services, including those focused on improving education in connection with the phrase leading a better Chicago. And like I said before, man, if you got a trademark on A Better Chicago, which they got it back in 2010, if a company that came 15 years later and they started using the term leading a better Chicago, so they just added the word leading as an IP attorney, that's not a good thing in my opinion. So what does the plaintiff say, A Better Chicago say? They said the defendant use of the leading Better Chicago mark is likely to cause confusion. Such use is likely to cause confusion, mistake, and deception with regards to I'll probably agree with that. So let's kind of go to the factual allegations. This is where we start to get juicy. So let me do this, man. Let me blow this up really quickly. Let me blow this up so your boy can see it a little better. So founded in 2010, so again, 16 years ago now, A Better Chicago is a nonprofit venture philanthropy fund that seeks to combat youth poverty in Chicago area. And hey, I'm not going to say that. As Chicago's first venture philanthropy fund, A Better Chicago has long-standing ties to local and nationwide charitable and civic organizations. Over the years, A Better Chicago has supported community-embedded leaders across the city, including a house in Austin, the Block, My Foot Redemption Project, Project 110, and the Rush Education and Career Hub. It has provided organizations with the venture and growth funds to scale and grow their impact, including but not limited to, so forth and so on. Currently, A Better Chicago is launching a citywide chronic student absenteeism initiative. So apparently kids are not going to school, and it seems like A Better Chicago is trying to do something about that. Every day counts to reverse the trend of chronic absenteeism in Chicago through collaboration, innovation, and bold action. Through this initiative, A Better Chicago will invite schools, community-based organizations, and civic partners to propose evidence-informed approaches, particularly those rooted in, man, where did leading A Better Chicago come into play? Yeah, they got a trademark on it, so forth and so on. They registered this. And I even say this was crazy. So they started in 2010. They didn't register the term A Better Chicago until 2017. Or filed for the trademark application in 2017. Just, man, I think that's damn near, in my opinion, that's malpractice. To start a business essentially in 2010, and then file for a trademark 7 years later. I mean, I'm glad y'all filed for the trademark eventually, but shit, 7 years? And it seems like it was registered in 2018, so essentially a year later. The mark was legally invalid, registered for a wide range of services, essentially nonprofit organizations. Plaintiff has spent time. Okay, let's go to the meat and potatoes of this. So defendant in its unauthorized use. Upon information or belief, defendant is a nonprofit founded in 2025, so just last year, by Bill, an attorney in the Chicago area. This is what I'm saying, man. That is so up, dog. So an attorney funded. So essentially, they're suing an attorney for trademark infringement. Tell me the irony in that shit. So the defendant focuses on the fundraising and philanthropic services aimed at engaging the community to improve the city of Chicago. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of nonprofit organizations. More specifically, the defendant's stated mission is to bring innovative ideas, practical solutions, and tested strategies to the problems Chicago can't afford to ignore. So essentially, that's their mission statement, which you see enclosed in this box. Upon information or belief, the defendant is using and intends to expand the use of the leading A Better Chicago market connection with these fundraising and philanthropic services, which are aimed at engaging the community to improve the city of Chicago. Should I get it? Y'all want to improve the city? Okay, they got an IG page. Seems like they throwing events. As shown above, defendant not only features the leading A Better Chicago market as its official Instagram handle, but it also references A Better Chicago. Yes, I think it's an uphill battle. I think it's trademark infringement on behalf of the defendant. After learning of the A Better Chicago mark or authorized use of the Better Chicago mark, you better believe that they sent a cease and desist. In this letter, the plaintiff informed defendant that plaintiff has the A Better Chicago mark trademark, so forth and so on. Defendant responded to this letter by rejecting the demands. So so essentially the plaintiff said, hey, we have ownership of the Better Chicago mark, and we want y'all to cease and desist from using the mark. And the defendant, which again is an attorney, said, we're not doing it. Man, that's crazy. So more importantly, defendant has willfully continued to use leading A Better Chicago mark at various philanthropic events in Chicago, his online website. So it seems like this may be a white attorney at that. You know, not saying race is a big thing, but from these pictures, more than 125 Chicagoans packed the Irish American Heritage Center for an honest conversation about how to get our city back on track. And I'm telling y'all, man, this nonprofit shit is just funneling money. I'm not saying it's illegal, but you get a lot of grants, and a lot of that money go into the pockets of the owners. That's why I'm not a big fan of nonprofits. So such content is still available on the website. In light of the plaintiff's renowned online presence and long history of the mark, consumers will likely be likely be confused. Given the defendant's failure to address this plaintiff's concerns, its continuing use, we had to assume harmed by defendants. Okay, defendant continued use of confusing similar. Man, come on, man, get to the meat and potatoes of it. Get to the good stuff. Sometimes, man, with these lawsuits, they just kind of regurgitating the same thing, which yes, whatever. So that's pretty much it, man. A Better Chicago, leading A Better Chicago. I think that's an issue there, in my opinion. You guys have to let me know what you guys think in the comment section. But I think, listen to me. Please listen to me, because I don't want y'all to find yourself getting sued in business or otherwise because of this situation. The plaintiff has a trademark called A, and I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. This is like kind of the first year of law school. If you have a trademark called A Better Chicago, you see it on my banner down here. Somebody else comes up or starts using the term for their nonprofit in the same city called Leading A Better Chicago. So the only difference is they add the word leading to the front of it. Do you guys think, let me know in the chat, that's trademark infringement? A Better Chicago, leading A Better Chicago. In my opinion, they got a good reason to say it's trademark infringement. The only difference is you adding the word leading to the front of it. Everything else is the same class or the same activities, that being a nonprofit organization. And I think that's a good chance of being trademark infringement. Let me know what you guys think in the chat or in the chat. I think it's trademark infringement. Maybe you guys disagree with me. Reasonable minds can differ. We'll see ultimately what the court says. But it seems like it's a good chance of being trademark infringement. What does Denson say? I don't think it's trademark infringement. You don't think it's trademark? You have to let me know, Denson. Why don't you think it's trademark infringement? The only difference in the trademark is that they added leading to the front of a Better Chicago. So again, just going up there again, a Better Chicago, you see it in a banner. The only thing they changed was add the word leading in the front of it. You don't think it's trademark infringement. What did he say? He said he don't think it's trademark infringement. What else does he say? Nike, just do it. So I think Nike, look it. If you had some apparel called Do It, and Nike has a trademark for just do it, Nike coming after you all day long. You better, and I'm not sure whether or not they're going to be successful. I can tell you that they're going to come after you. If you start selling clothes and using the phrase do it, and Nike has just do it, they coming after you all day long, Denson. Now, whether or not if they will win, I'm not sure, but they definitely coming after you all day long. So I do understand your what's the name. And again, I may be wrong. The court may decide ultimately that adding leading to the word a Better Chicago, that gets it over the hump. That's not trademark infringement. But given the fact that it's the same class, nonprofit organizations in the same area, and I know we like to think Chicago is a big city, which I guess it is, but in the same area, I don't know. I just think it's trademark infringement. And the fact that a Better Chicago or the defendant leading a Better Chicago just started using that term in 2025. So just last year, when the plaintiff has been using this thing for 15 or 16 years now, yeah, I think it's trademark infringement all day long, man. But that's just me. Clearly, me and Denson, we disagree on this one. Let me know if anybody else has any what's the name? Say shaking his head. Oh man. Yeah, man. I like this. I like what people kind of what's the name? I disagree with you, but I do think it's trademark infringement, but we have to monitor this one. Nonetheless, man, I think it was a great show. Some housekeeping items. Please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm of this video. Hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. And your boy will be in Newport Beach, California. This time next week, I'll be in Newport Beach, California at the Shark Tank reunion conferences. I think Dude Wipes is going to be there. Scrub Daddy. Some big Shark Tank brands will be in attendance. And I'll be interviewing them. Whether we do sit-down interviews, we may do interviews on the go. I may be doing some lives there, so definitely hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button to kind of get more of the ins and outs of that. I do got some products coming out. They just emailed me. They're gonna be shipping me some of the products of a company that I'm gonna be closing in on the next week or two. So stay tuned for that. What else do we have? Tuesday. Thank God it's Tuesday, which is a play on Thank God It's Monday from your boy Eric Thomas, man. We're gonna have to continue to ping him, add him with Thank God It's Tuesday. I would love to get him on the show because he's an inspiration for the Thank God It's Tuesday, which is when all the patents at the USPTO issue for that particular week. We will be kind of coming to you guys live with that on Tuesday. Thank God It's Tuesday. We got a lot of stuff planned, man. So definitely hit that subscribe button. Hit that the like button for the algorithm. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Appreciate the community. Appreciate the participation. Trying to think, man. Do I just go watch this football game? Do I go to the cigar lounge and watch the football game to get out a little bit, do some networking? I'm not sure, but I appreciate you guys kind of tuning in for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'll catch you guys on the next one. You guys take care. Peace.